Hello everyone and welcome back to the New Hampshire Business Show. My name is Chris Pastrana and today we're here with Holly Bly and Kristin Hardwick of Coworking House. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing great.
Good. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming back on the show.
Yes. Excited to share our new venture.
Absolutely. So let's get this going. Tell us a little bit about yourselves and then let's get into what is Coworking House.
I'm Kristin Hardwick. I am actually a branding photographer and strategist. I'm also a mother, and while I do have a beautiful studio, I work from home about 50% of the time. So with that, I had the idea for a co-working space and asked Holly to join me. I'll let her introduce herself.
Yeah, and I'm Holly Bly. I'm a personal trainer and personal growth coach. So I do personal training out of my house because I wanted to stay home with my two boys, which has been amazing. And then transitioning into being a personal growth coach, I need more time away from the house because laundry and dogs and kids pile up when it comes to that stuff. But yeah, Kristin asked me if I wanted to be a part of it, and I was like, yeah. And then I took a step back and actually thought about, like, what is a co-working space, and had to do some research, and then said, yes. Definitely.
And then she was in. And for those listeners who might not already know, a co-working space is a flexible shared workspace that offers different amenities, such as from the physical, from literal desks and couches and tables to work at, to ours includes private offices and an AV room, meeting room, conference room, that sort of stuff, to the intangible benefits, which include a community, a place to meet with clients, a place to feel like you're held accountable, and coworkers to kind of bounce stuff off of, to break out of the isolation that comes from working for yourself by yourself.
That's good. I like that. So what are some of the bigger benefits of co-working spaces? Because as you mentioned, you get out of the house, you have kind of that community, but I think it's a newer concept in this area. I know there's some out in the seacoast or in like the bigger places like Manchester has a few, but a lot of people aren't used to the idea.
Yeah. So when you think about, like, if you are a small business and you think about renting your own space, you have to deal with, whatever utilities you have to pay for with that space. You have the rent that can be pretty high even for a small space. So you've got those sort of things. Yeah, the cleaning,
electricity.
Dealing with a landlord,
your internet, like there's just a lot logistically that you are responsible for, and to be able to just hop in and use a space where all that's taken care of for you, it still has everything that you need,
right? And
not to mention the cost of outfitting an office or a studio, wherever it is that you're working.
Exactly.
There's a lot that goes into it, and if you are like most freelancers, you really only need that a portion of the month. You don't necessarily need it 30 days.
Yeah.
So,
and even as a member, like if you wanted to be a open member, meaning that you would use like the comfy chairs and bar space or tabletops, we still have a conference room. So even if you did need to have clients in or do a big presentation, you have access to that. You don't have to, it's all included right in there. You don't have to go and try to find, like, say you have a home office, you don't have to have people around your kitchen table. You can have it in a more professional setting. Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
And I had the same issue back when I was originally trying to find an office to host a podcast, because I didn't want to start bringing people through my house, right?
Right.
And I don't like doing interviews over the internet. I do them if I have to, but I tend to like sitting in person and speaking. So it was like, so I have to find a spot.
A physical space.
Yeah, and finding something that fits my needs, which is literally just this one room, is a pain.
Right.
Yeah, because you have the space, then you have, first month, last month, rent, and utilities, and it's just a freaking hassle.
Yes.
So I can...
Exactly. And you're not the only one that feels like that.
Yeah.
This is definitely coming out of a need ourselves.
Yeah.
The other thing that we are doing differently than any other co-working space in the state, and actually more than most in the country, is that we're including a kids area. So separate from workspace, so you're still quiet, you can still focus. But if you wanted to bring your kids under the age of 6...
Yeah, like not school-aged kids.
Yeah, school-aged kids. There's a whole kids area for them to play and be entertained. And I think any parent listening knows that 2 or 3 hours of dedicated, uninterrupted work time is more productive than 8 hours with your kids running around.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it just makes for a better work-life balance to know that your kids are close and they're well taken care of, but you can still get your work done and then spend time with them being really present and focused on them.
That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm assuming you have like someone on staff to watch the mini humans.
Yep. So it'll be similar to the health club model,
Health
the
club.
health club model, where you need to stay on site, just like you would if you went to the gym to work out and you dropped your kid off for an hour or 2 hours. Well, there'll be someone there to take care of them and watch after them while you work, but you do need to stay on premise.
Yeah.
So pretty simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
So let's get into a little bit and talk about your space. I don't know if you've mentioned where it is yet.
Ooh.
Oh yeah,
It's
we're
important.
gonna be. We actually have a building. We're gonna be in Milford, New Hampshire, right off of the Oval. So right across the street. If you're familiar with Milford, we're gonna be right across the street from the Wadley Library, very close to Bar One, Pasta Loft, and Union Coffee.
Yes, it's a great
Yes.
little area right in the middle of the Souhegan Valley. So, easy to get to from the Amherst 101 corridor or any of the surrounding towns all the way. I know we have people joining from as far away as Keene.
Oh wow, that's pretty good. That's a good little haul too. It's like half an hour at least, 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's about a half hour, and
Yeah.
I think that's reasonable. Most of our members are used to commuting to their corporate jobs.
Yeah.
If you live out in the Souhegan Valley, it's a commute no matter where you work. So having
Yeah.
it centrally located will hopefully cut down for some people.
I like that.
It's cutting down for me, which I'm excited about.
Yeah,
Selfishly.
So what was the big drive to do something like this? Because it's a little different to go from personal training or photography to let's start a co-working space. And that's a good jump.
Well, it sounds crazy when you say it like that.
It was just something we needed. It. We were, like working from home. You feel isolated, and we got together and we started hanging out, and we became friends. And we were like, we're two business owners, and we want to do business owning together in a space that we can both do our separate work, but then also talk or bounce things off each other and do that in a very productive way.
Right, and run our two businesses parallel that have nothing to do with each other, but feeling like you have a coworker, like she said, to bounce ideas off of. Or, I'm very fortunate that I have a close-knit tribe of friends who all own their own businesses. Like, that just happens to be my circle of friends right now. So to be able to have these people that I can bounce ideas off of, or I'm stuck in this situation, or I have this client situation, not everybody has that, and it's really hard to facilitate that on the internet. So
Exactly.
bringing together a physical space, I think, is just the next common sense thing. I've also traveled to other parts of the country where this is so normal, and there's dozens
Yes.
of co-working spaces to choose from. And then I got back home and was like, we don't really have that.
Yeah.
So I guess it does sound crazy that we're going from our two small independent businesses to doing this together, but it's just coming straight out of a need.
Yeah.
I'm wanting more work-life balance. I think is
Okay.
another key part of it.
Yeah, because I don't know if you have the same issue. You probably do. If you're home, everyone just assumes you're not working, regardless of what you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Would,
Right.
could not agree with that more. Oh, you can run an errand for me. Oh, could you do this?
Right.
Oh.
And the house is not clean when you get home. Oh, why? What have you been doing all
Right.
day? Yeah.
And my husband has never said those words to
No.
me. I'm sure I put that pressure on myself.
Exactly.
But I do. I'm home, so I assume that I should also be taking care of the laundry and the dishes and everything else.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like I get that all the time. Like I'm sitting there, like I'll be doing an interview, and all of a sudden I see like the baby come around the corner, and I'm like, I'm literally doing something at this moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The microphone is typically not in front of my face if I'm not talking to somebody.
Right.
Like, take the baby away.
No,
Yes.
it doesn't. There's no separation, and I think
Yeah.
that more and more people want that fluidity. Like, I worked in corporate America for 8 years, and I hated that it was black and white. And if my daughter was sick, or if I wanted to get her, if I wanted to go to a Halloween parade, something like that, I had to ask permission. And so then moving to working for myself, I wanted the flexibility and the freedom, but then it goes from being black and white to all gray, and all gray area. It was really hard to get anything done. So
Yeah.
having that separation, but still with the flexibility on my terms, being able to separate our work-life balance a little bit, and saying when I'm here, I'm productive and I'm working on work, but then I don't have to commit to that, 8 hours in a space.
We can create the structure ourselves, and it's like on our own time.
Yeah,
And be flexible.
And I can be flexible day to day.
Yeah.
All right. Pretty cool. Now, you had mentioned that you're in Milford, and we're going to be in the circle. Talk a little bit about the space itself. I don't know if we got into the details of what we have
I'll let you
planned.
go.
Yeah. So the space right now is, there needs to be a lot of work done to it. So we're kind of in that beginning process of going through the floor plan. But there is a space right when you first walk in that's right, it's all glassed in, and when it's sunny out, it's so cozy and warm in there. And we had thought about, do we tear this down? Do we leave it? What do we do with it? So it's going to be our quiet, open space area library kind of mix.
Couches, sun, outlets for
Yes.
laptops. Just get in there and sit on a couch and crank out work.
It's actually where we go now to have meetings. Like if it's just us, we go in there now because we are able to use the space.
Because we love it.
Yeah. And we're going to have a community manager who's going to be sitting right up front to be able to help, like if you bring clients in or if you just need support in any way being a member.
The designated desks.
Yes, are right there.
So our membership levels will include just, open co-working space, sit wherever, in the lounge, the library, at the bar tops. But if you're somebody that wants to have your own designated space that locks, you can leave things there overnight and no one else uses it. We'll have a bank of desks available for that level of membership, which will be when you walk in. And then we'll have the conference room.
Should we talk about the coffee too?
Yeah.
So we're going to have coffee. We're going to have actually
Free
Union
coffee.
Yeah, free coffee for all members. So Union Coffee we're partnering with Union Coffee to offer that there. So that's going to be right there too.
We love Union Coffee as a business, as people, and also as our favorite coffee.
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
a really good fit.
Yeah.
So the conference room,
Yep.
we'll have some private phone booths. So if you are sitting in the open co-working space, instead of taking a call where you need some privacy out in the middle of general population, I don't know what to call that. That's not the right word. But we'll have phone booths so you can step in and have some privacy. We'll have a smaller conference room, and then we'll have private offices as well. So if you are somebody that needs your own space to work with clients one-on-one, and you want that little bit higher level of professionalism, and we will have private offices that are still significantly cheaper than renting your own space on the Oval or in any of the surrounding facilities.
Awesome.
Yep. And then we have a lower level as well that will have the child space, the child care space, and a couple more private offices and a kitchen area with some bathrooms down there. And then also our audiovisual room is going to be down there. So people can come and film videos or podcasts. They can use that space down there.
Okay. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. So, what was the desire to put in the AV room? Because that's a very specific thing to put in that I don't see in a lot of other places.
Yeah. I think that came from thinking about who our target members would be and what they would need to help grow their businesses, because this isn't meant to just be some pretty desks. This is really meant to be something that people use to grow their small businesses, and we really, really see this as being kind of a hub or an ecosystem for small businesses in New Hampshire. So thinking about that and thinking about the future of marketing, so many small businesses are turning to evergreen content, course content, podcasts, YouTube channels, anything like that to create more exposure for their businesses and their brands, as well as additional streams of revenue. So as we think about the fact that we want to attract members that are expertise-based and information-based versus product-based, possibly, that was just something that I was like, we would need that. And again, it comes from the whole sharing concept, like Uber or Airbnb.
Yeah.
We don't all need to own the same 15 sets of equipment. If we have 1 or 2 sets of equipment that we can all share, it's cost effective, it's efficient, and it's just better for the community.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that. So, I was going to say, because I've been out that way a couple times, and I've seen a couple businesses come and go from the area.
Yep.
How's the kind of attraction to your business going already? Is it going pretty well? You guys getting a lot of attention?
We are good.
So much more. We are so grateful.
Yes.
So much more than we expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We yeah, everybody from my husband's physical therapist's boss is, did you hear about this new space, to Union is buzzing about
Yeah.
it. We're hearing about it from random people that we don't have direct contact with, so we know where it's getting out.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's, you mention it anywhere in Milford, and pretty much everybody's heard of it.
Yeah.
Heard of what we're doing. Yeah.
Which I think has zero to do with us and everything to do with the need for a space like this.
Yes.
Yeah.
People are excited because there is a lot, there's a lot of people who work from home for either themselves or for other companies in the Souhegan Valley.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah.
I like it.
So we do have a Kickstarter,
Yes.
which is we have until next Wednesday, November 14th,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
So-
I'm right on that, yeah.
Yeah. So 6 days from now.
So we
But, yeah.
are trying to raise $10,000, which
Okay.
will help outfit the space with some desks and some whiteboards and you know just all the pretty things that goes into it. Obviously, the space will cost us a lot more than $10,000, but we are doing this as a way to pre-sell memberships. So if anyone's interested, they can actually join at a discounted rate by backing the Kickstarter. And if you don't need the space, but you think it's a great idea and want to support us, then there are lower tiers of pledge backing. I can't even say that.
Where you get
that you can donate T-shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah, you get cool swag from us, which we're very excited about that.
Who doesn't love swag?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Very good.
Yep.
Okay, so how do people reach out, learn more? The Kickstarter, which you can just send me the link for, and I'll put it up for you.
That'd be awesome. Thank you.
So how do they reach out?
So our website is www.cohonh.com.
It's COHONH.com.
Yes, and so you can find more information about the Kickstarter there, as well as just what we're doing, and the plan and all of that stuff is on the website.
Yep, and we're on social media on Instagram at COHO _NH, and on Facebook we're simply at Coworking House.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a lot of fun.
Thanks so much, Chris.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Bye.
Thank you guys so much for watching. That is it for today. So everyone be good and go visit.